All right, I'm Michael Yorba. Welcome to the New Equity Network show, broadcasting to you live on 1160 AM KBCE, DFW's Business Authority, Wall Street Business Network. All right, my first guest is David Dennis. He is and Richard Bell. David Dennis is the COO of the company called Scribner Natural Products, and Richard Bell, the CEO of Scribner Natural Products. All right, Richard, welcome to the show. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
All right, my pleasure. I know we're doing this. One of you's in Iowa, the other one's in Las Vegas. So we're connecting abroad. We're going to bring David back on in just a second. We happen to lose his connection, so in the meantime, it's just you and me until my board operator tells me that they've got David. All right.
Okay.
Give us a little background on yourself and on David, and then tell us what Scribner Natural Products does before we start drilling down into some of the minor details of the company, so the granular details, pardon me.
Okay. Well, both David and I have extensive entrepreneurial activity, and we've been working with this project for several years and have lots of customers that we have developed over those last few years. And we mostly have David handles the operations and handles taking care of making sure the plant's running smoothly and optimizing the plant to make sure that it's running smoothly, and I take care of engineering issues and also working with a lot of customers that I've developed over the years, because I've been in the agriculture industry for about 34 years on and off, and know a lot of different people and customers that are looking for the product. One thing that we as a company do is we always start with a customer and what they want, and then we provide it to them, basically, and that's how that's where we are right now. So.
What does Scribner Natural Products do?
Scribner Natural Products produces a real high-grade animal feed, soy meal, and we also produce soy oil that's 99.5% pure, that is all natural, and provide that for animal feed and human consumption.
Okay, all right. So you're making sure that we stop using genetically modified organisms in our food, starting from the base of the food chain, going all the way up to cattle. Tell me the different animals that this is affecting. That you're cleaning up.
Well, the animals that there are a lot of different animals that we feed our feed to, but it's mostly chickens and swine and cattle and turkeys and
beef, fowl, and pork is what I'm hearing.
Beef, fowl, and pork. Yep.
All right. There's quite a history that I know about feeding animals, and one of the things, if we could bring the audience up to speed in, you're using soybeans to really give us a history on this, and let's walk through how we came from ground zero to where you are now.
Well, we had some customers that were looking for soy meal and needed to feed their animals with, and they were looking for a high-quality soy meal that didn't have any chemical solvents used with it. So we went looking and found a production plant so that we could provide that, and that's how we got into the animal feed business.
Right. Now, where are your plants?
The plant is in Nebraska, in Scribner, Nebraska. It's about 60 miles northeast of Omaha.
Okay. So what separates you from the other feed companies? I mean, you say there's no, it's a pure feed for the animals. So let's talk about that, because there's got to be something different here.
Well, the larger commercial production facilities, they use chemical solvents such as hexane to separate the oil from the meal. Hexane's a petroleum product, and then they have to remove the hexane from the meal and from the oil, which also leaves a residue, but that process kills a lot of the vitamins and amino acids and so forth. And it leaves it lacking important nutritional elements, so the animals don't perform as well as they could. And they also cause them to be more susceptible to diseases and so forth, and stress. So our meal actually helps solve a lot of those problems.
Okay. Now, I understand that you just bought a soy meal plant. Why'd you do that?
Well, we bought the plant because we have our process is refined to a point that for different animals, we actually change pieces of the production to make sure that the animal feed is the best for that animal.
Mm-hmm.
And buying a plant was the only way we could ensure that it was done the way we needed it to be done.
So there must be something special in the milling process.
But it's not real complicated, but we actually control a lot of stuff inside of it that makes the milling process put out a better product for each kind of animal, because some animals need different nutrients than others, and you can actually control some of that by temperature and the speed you run things through the you run the product through the plant, and the type of beans you use, stuff like that.
Okay. So in the milling process, you're separating yourself from the rest of the feed vendors that are going out to these ranchers, basically, whether it's sheep or goats or swine or poultry or cattle, beef. What is different from your milling operation from other milling operations? I'm trying to get the disruptive technology that you're bringing to the market.
Well, ours is a mechanical process that actually extrudes the mill and does everything mechanically instead of using chemicals.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big difference. And the difference between us and the other people that do mechanical is that we have the process down to the point that we can actually control the quality and make a better quality using different pressures and so forth, so that we do not have to, so that we can basically give the highest quality without using any chemicals. And the chemicals and the heat that you have to apply to the product to remove the chemicals changes the makeup of the meal that other plants produce. So ours comes out a lot higher quality because we're not subjecting it to those chemicals.
How is this reflected in the end product? That the animals that are eating the food that you're providing them. Do they gain weight better? I think you mentioned that they're less susceptible to disease. Open that up for me.
Okay. Well, they're less susceptible to disease. There's also they get a lot more energy and calories, and they grow faster and produce better product. Better eggs, more eggs for the chickens, bigger chickens, healthier chickens, healthier turkeys. The swine is healthier as well, and in the cattle industry and the dairy, it produces more milk, better milk, but mostly more, so that because the animals are healthier than if they are otherwise.
Okay, that sounds good. I was trying to understand that. So the end product it turns out to be better. It's healthier. The farmers have less cost on the vet bills and the vaccinations and things of that nature. Is it packaged differently to the end consumer? I mean, are they able to say this is a different product?
Well, we pack. The packaging for large farms is basically they pick it up in a big hopper truck and deliver it bulk, and they give it to their animals. And some of depending on the type of animals, they have their own mixing plants that mix it in with other ingredients if they need to. So it's not delivered in a lot of different ways, but the actual quality of the product and the vitamins and so forth in it are a lot different. So they don't have to add as much additives back in, because they end up in a situation.
Richard, what we need to do, if I may, I need to interrupt you for just a second. We have to take a short commercial break, but I'm going to dive into the mechanics of your business and finish up this conversation on the other side of the break. All right?
You got it.
All right, we'll be right back with Richard Bell, CEO of Scribner Natural Products, on the other side.